I enjoy traveling, and it was something I did not want to wait until I retired to start working my way through my bucket list. So I got started first off with learning how to ski. So on my first trip, I headed to Breckenridge in Colorado to learn how to ski. Now, this was also the very first time I saw real snow, and it was beautiful. It was picture perfect. It was soft, it was fluffy, it was everything and more than I expected it to be. So, just looking at the scenery, it was picture perfect. The village was quaint with the little postcard homes, and we worked our way over to our accommodations and off to the hill to ski school I went because I was not going to do this on my own. Once I was done with ski school, we headed up to the slopes, got ready, and worked our way down. And this is me. Yay! I made it down the hill, all body parts intact. So, next up, I wanted to try snowboarding. So, we headed over to Lake Tahoe, to the Heavenly Ski Resort. Once again, I am back in ski school because I wanted to leave with all my parts intact. Big difference between skiing and snowboarding for me, there was a lot of falling while trying to learn how to snowboard. So I did the best I could following the instructions of my instructor, making sure I kept my knees bent and using my arms to change directions. But just working my way down the bunny hill, I had to take a break, and this actually helped with my momentum. So I realized when he said squat, he meant squat. So once I was done with ski school, up the slopes we went, and we found a fairly safe beginner green hill. Got my equipment in place and worked my way down the hill. And I will tell you, this was an adventure. I spent more time on the ground and flipping over than I actually did standing up. But this was the end of my run, and I managed to get on my feet, find my balance, use my arms to point and get me in the direction I wanted to go. And for the camera, I made it down. I had such a good time at Lake Tahoe and Heavenly, we decided to come back another year. But within an hour of arriving, it was shut down for the pandemic. So we had two choices: stay and fight in the airport trying to get home, or do we stay? We decided to stay. So we were essentially at the resort with little to no other people there. There were some locals, and it was also the year they had record snowfall. So we got to play in the snow, and it snowed, and it snowed. But one thing that was open was the casino. So I headed over to the casino, and as you can see, I've got my money dance going, and I'm rubbing my machine with my paper towel because at that point there was not a lot of PPE. This was literally the first 2 days after the borders were closed due to the pandemic. And you would think with all this dancing, I won something big. I won all of $10. So we just spent the next few days exploring the town, taking pictures, hanging out at the lodge, enjoying the view, getting snowed on, visiting with the locals. And Casper came to say hi, and then we were out. Next up, change of scenery. We headed back to Colorado for Breckenridge and Keystone. And unfortunately, on this trip, I was not as lucky. Within 2 days of our 7-day trip, I had an accident, and that was all she wrote, folks. So I spent most of the trip taking pictures, enjoying the view, and essentially being chauffeured around because I had a very large knee brace on that was limiting my ability to do certain things. So I had to be a passenger during the snowmobile trip. No tubing for me. I just had to watch, which I'd never been snow tubing before, but this will definitely be on my next trip to-do list. And one thing I was really disappointed about missing during this trip was walking on the frozen lake. So one item completed on my bucket list, this was seeing snow and learning how to ski. So hang around, lots more to come, and remember to like and subscribe.